guys, Sri, Lanka and Semi retired with mom and dad. Back on the road, heading to Colombo. It is Sri Sinhala and Tamil New Year tomorrow. Today is Poya Day, and then Monday is also a holiday. It's Sinhala and Tamil New Year on Monday. So Sunday's a holiday, Saturday's a holiday. It's Saturday. So we're heading to Colombo to take care of a couple of things. I need to grab some wires, some electronics. So we're gonna head over to Majestic City, then maybe head over to another store. I'm not sure. I gotta see when we get there. But I wanted to welcome you guys to today's episode. We're gonna talk while we're driving down. I'm here with Superstar Desmond. Mom's back home getting the house ready for New Year. When we get back, we're gonna go do some shopping for New Year. This is gonna be 3 days without anything. No alcohol sale. So I'm just gonna sit at home. I got work to do. What is going on over there? Lots of stuff on the road. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about investing. What's going on? What should you be doing? What plans should you have? What am I doing? So remember, I'm not an investment expert. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what you shouldn't do from my personal experience. So stick around for that. So I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, semi-retired in Sri Lanka. I'm a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen. I work online, so I'm working in South Korea. So I'm earning money in South Korea and I'm transferring it to Sri Lanka. Then what do I do with it? Well, I mean, what everyone teaches you, what everyone says, I mean, you have to take all the advice you get, including from me, and you have to do your own research. But there is some historical and logical advice that you should follow. Number one is diversify. If you don't diversify, then you're setting yourself up for failure. I mean, there's an old adage, putting all your eggs in one basket. Don't do that. It also doesn't really matter what age you are. You should research your risk aversion. If you're like me and you're older and you only have a few years left, your risk tolerance is a little higher. But I'm a conservative investor because I don't have a lot to invest. And I don't want it at risk of losing it, because I would rather keep that than lose it, because I can still use that money. You see what I'm saying? If you're young and like in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you still have time to invest and earn money. So diversify. 30% stocks or bonds or whatever it is, 30% in gold, and 30% in medium long-term savings, and then 10% cash, like savings account, short-term savings account, like 1 month, 3 months, or whatever, so that you're liquid. Now, people say, my lady Sarah is saying, well, gold is so expensive. Yeah, it is. And it's not going to go down. It'll go down in the short term, but you want to buy and hold. You're not a day trader. This is what you have to remember. When you buy something, put it away and forget about it. come back to it in 5 years. Right? Put a stop loss on it, right? Create an alarm online or something like that, so that if it falls below 5%, you can automatically sell it so that you don't lose everything. But don't, or like put some kind of safety features in place. But let's look back on COVID. The markets crashed after COVID, and nobody saw that coming. Or even 9/11. You can't see those things coming. They happen, well, COVID kind of, but you know what I'm talking about. What you have to do is you got to look at the long term, 5 years, 10 years. If you're 20 years old, put it away and don't look at it ever until you're 55. Never look at it, because it will, especially if you buy gold, especially if you diversify in stocks. If you diversify in stocks like ETFs, spread it out. If one company fails, you got 30 others that are going to be profitable. And do dividend stocks, especially if you're young. If you are young and you do dividend stocks, oh my gosh, and reinvest those dividends, you're golden after 25 years. If you are working for a company that does matching pension contributions, that does matching stock purchases, buy those. I remember this one lady when I was a telemarketer. I was 18 or 20 years old. She had been working there, she had been working at the company at Bell Canada. She'd been working at Bell Canada for like 30 years, 35 years. She was moved around from department to department. She didn't care as long as she kept her job. She said, I'll take any job. As long as I work for the company, I'll take any job. And we had calculated that she had done the maximum, and I can't even remember what it was, like 10%. You're allowed to do 10% pre-tax. I can't remember. It was 30 years ago. I don't remember. 25 years ago. So she had bought the maximum amount of shares that you were allowed to buy. And the company would match it every paycheck. And we had calculated, like very roughly, that she had $1 million in stock. Like just after 25, 30 years. And half of it was free. The company had given it to her for free. That is like, you just cannot. How do you turn down free money? It's just not sane. Get that free money. It just boggles my mind how I never did that. I never did it.
Hey guys, Sri Lankan Sammy, thanks for joining. I want to take a quick moment and talk to you about the channel. I really appreciate you taking the time to support the channel, clicking like, sharing, and commenting. But I need to ask you for a little bit of help and helping me get the channel up and running a little bit better. Please click the link down below if you want to support the channel and buy me a coconut. What I will do is I will match the dollars and I will go out and buy fresh fruit and vegetables from local farmers on the roadside. You guys have seen me do that before. I'll continue doing that by supporting the local economy. Passively, if you would like to, you can just watch a commercial. I am monetized, so if you watch an ad all the way through, a couple, that would really help the channel. And even more so, click the link of the ad and let it pop up on your computer. Leave it open for a few minutes. That would really help the channel passively. And one last thing, if you could please just put a comment, an emoji, one word saying hello, saying hi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Vesak, Happy Poya, whatever it is, whenever it is, I truly appreciate it. Sri Lankan Sammy, loving you all. We'll see you all on the other side.
I'm so, like, if I could go back in time and give myself 3 or 4 words: invest early, invest often. So what does someone like me do who's like 50, 55 years old? Well, you have to sacrifice for a couple of years. And you gotta get out there and hustle. I'm not talking about work at McDonald's, minimum wage. Find a side hustle, find a job that's gonna pay you for your knowledge, for your skills. Sell your time. Now I'm in a niche market. I sell my time to executives in Korea, and I get paid handsomely for that. My side hustle is starting that laptop business. But you gotta hustle, because everybody else is doing the same thing you are. I got the YouTube going. I'm hustling on that. And you gotta cut out the Starbucks. You gotta cut out the vacations. You gotta cut out everything that you can to maximize those pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters, and the dollars will take care of themselves. I heard that on a movie. You know, watch out for the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. So what does someone like me do? Well, you take every dollar that you get and you put it into savings. You put it into the stock market, you put it into gold. Right now, what I'm doing is I had some funds and I bought gold. I'm about 45% of my portfolio is gold, and it's up. My stock portfolio is doing fine. I was down a little bit, but I'm still up 40%. And I got dividends on top of that. So, and my cash, I'm not even worried about that, because that's a 5-year term at 24%. How can you go wrong? I have other ones at smaller amounts, but that's my liquid account. Those ones are 3 months or 6 months or a year. I don't have to worry about anything, because, you know, I have my family that I can lean on in case of an emergency. What emergency do I have? A medical emergency. That's the only thing, and that's not a huge amount. That wouldn't be a huge amount, because number one, I'm covered under the home insurance. Number two, I have a credit card. Number three, I have cash in the bank to cover any kind of medical emergency. I don't have to worry about anything, because number one, I'm debt free. Get debt free. That's the first thing. Get debt free. Stop paying somebody else. Right? Stop paying somebody else. Get a smaller apartment. Sacrifice. Stop going out for dinner. Stop getting coffee. Stop online shopping. Lady Sarah says, you know, I have to stop online shopping because that's her weakness. That's her, what she likes to do for fun is to online shop. It gives her satisfaction. And me too. I love to online shop, but, you know, I just recently spent $300 on crap I don't need. But it was a nice to have, not a need to have. But, you know, I have those extra funds that I can do that. So what's going on in the markets right now? Well, it's buying opportunities. Everybody has buying opportunities. Where do I buy? And that's where I cannot give you information. You have to figure it out yourself. But go low risk, because everything that you do right now will benefit you in 2 to 5 years. Lady Sarah, I was speaking with her. She's asked me what she should do, and I said, listen, she had 6 figures to invest. I said, do 30% gold, 30% stock, 30% savings. And she goes, well, you know, savings accounts in the US don't pay anything, even 4%. I go, well then, because you're young, she's only 31, 32. I said, put 50% in gold and 40% in stocks, and then keep 10% as an emergency fund in cash. And that's what she did. She bought a crap ton of gold. But in the US, you can buy gold stock, so that's what she did. She bought gold stock. And the rest she diversified into an ETF, a dividend ETF. Another friend on the live stream was mentioning that they bought Amazon. I'm not going to suggest buying an individual stock, especially a large stock like that, because you can't buy enough for it to mean anything. Unless you're spending like $500,000 to buy stock, buy one particular company, especially that big, you're not getting anything. You're getting like, you know, if you buy $1,000 worth of Amazon stock, you're getting like 0.2 of a share, or, you know, whatever Amazon is trading at. It's so high that you're not making any money when the share moves up or down. You want to make more than 10%. Now, the other thing about investing is you have to look out for the fees. You have to look out for the fees. So if you buy a mutual fund or something like that, you have to look out for the fees. What is the management fee per year? Because that eats into your profit. Whether the stock is up or down, you have to pay the fee. That's the first thing. The second thing is you got to watch out for taxes. So Lady Sarah invests in the US, she's going to pay capital gains. She's going to pay income tax. Now, it all depends on how much you earn. So you have to have a good tax lawyer. I've always said this, don't get a tax accountant, get a tax lawyer. And then you're protected by attorney-client privilege. And you can ask hypothetical questions. What can I do to minimize my tax exposure? Rich people get rich because they use their money to make money. Okay? Middle class and poor people stay poor because they spend their money to look rich. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sacrifice. I learned my lessons young. I'm going to talk about in the next video is my retirement plans. I've discovered a few little pieces of information that I'm going to be expanding on in the next video. Guys, I want to thank you very much for listening so far. If you're still watching, lots of love to you. Please click the like button, make a short comment. Darren, if you're watching all the way through, I know you're going to make a comment. But again, my observations are just that. They're just observations. So please take what I'm saying with a little grain of salt. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who has lived a long time and seen a lot of market crashes. And I've seen what happens to stocks, to gold, to savings accounts and everything like that over time. And the old adage is invest early, invest often, and stick it out for the long term. Don't panic, right? When everyone is buying, you should be selling. When everyone is selling, you should be buying. Except for like if there was a, you know, like a Great Depression type of thing, then obviously you got to get out of the market. You got to get out early. But obviously, if you can see that coming, you know, then that's the risk of investing. But having something like gold, diversified, savings accounts, and everything like that, which are guaranteed, make the risk less. And that's the thing, you got to make the risk less. So stick around for the next video. Next time we're going to be talking about my retirement plan. That's coming in, that's shaping up over the next 18 months. And we'll talk to you later. Remember, Sri Lankan Sammy, learn to live life, don't let life live you. I will see you all on the other side.